Howdy all, and welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Oh. Alright, so I am still in the process of getting my gear back together. I thought I'd get a chance to do that today, but schedules got changed, so let's see how we're doing. We're only up to... Oh. I thought I told that to make a bunch of armor parts that I was going to use to replace the parts I've got. Apparently not. Clawhammer. Alright. Okay, well, let's get a new iron chest. That does away with pretty much all my forged iron at this point. Let's cancel that. Pretty sure that said like 970. I thought I was just making like 100 arrows. I must have typed in the wrong thing completely. Give me 200 or 120, I guess, if that's all you can manage. Oh, you know what? That's not all you can manage. Give me another... No. 8. No. Why is there 1 on there? No. Why is there 1 on there? 8. Fine. I would like... No, what's it doing? I just want 80. 8. 0. There you go. Was that so hard? I didn't think so. Yeah, I thought, look at this. I'm just about done with work for today. Everybody's leaving. I'll get to have a nice, quiet few minutes here to go ahead and record and just enjoy a peaceful, maybe hour by myself. But no, that of course can't happen because we have the dumbest dog in the world. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I don't understand just picking out the worst possible dogs in existence. This is like our second or third one. And you'd think that they would have learned at this point that it's not a good dog. And I'm not saying it's a bad dog. I mean, it's not a good dog for our purposes. So they bought this completely neurotic, hyper, as tense as you possibly, like, don't understand how it doesn't explode sometimes just from being all tensed up. And so the dog was for a specific person, and as long as that person is next to that dog is fine. But if that person gets more than 10 feet away from that dog, it goes insane. So you might as well register the person as that animal's animal helper, because she's crazy. And so right now, he's outside plowing the snow. And so if there are people in the room with her, she just whines and runs in circles. But I'm the only one home, and she won't come down here. And so she is in her kennel because she can't be trusted. with no one sitting next to her, and it's not going to happen. I'm not sitting next to that dog. And, I mean, I would sit next to her if she came down here. I don't have a problem with that. But she won't come down here. And so they weren't gone for 10 minutes. And in fact, this is how long it was. It probably wasn't even 5 minutes. They left. I put her in her kennel because you can't just let her run around because she chews on things, and then out of spite, you know, finds places to go to the bathroom because she's been left alone. Like you can take her out, you can stand out there for an hour, and she'll come in, and if you leave and leave her alone, she will find a spot out of spite. And so she's just upstairs right now, just whining and barking because she's been left alone for 5 minutes. Oh, I can't stand that dog. I'm not mean to it or anything, just, man, it makes so much noise. Although I did learn, apparently, I am intolerant to noise. That's what I learned this week. We were sitting at the dinner table, everyone, and the 4-year-old, my 4-year-old niece, she sits down, and she's only got one volume, and that's super loud. And so I stopped her in the middle of her whatever she was doing and asked her to lower her volume to indoor levels. And so then she stage whispers when you tell her to talk indoor volumes. Otherwise, it's just extremely loud. And so then, immediately after she stopped being so noisy, then her brother started talking really loud. And I'm like, dude, I just told her indoor voice. And so then he quiets down. And then their father starts talking extremely loud. And I'm like, dude, I just told them there's no reason to be yelling constantly. We're all in the same room. And then the dog person, he starts talking extremely loud. And I'm like, dude, indoor voice. All of you, just indoor voice. I know you've been yelling at each other the entire day because I can hear it. And you've had the TV up so loud that, the gunshots from the video games you've been playing are vibrating my sternum. And I'm a floor down and 3 rooms away. But you don't have to be that loud all the time. And then my sister, who had just gotten home from work, goes, they're not really being that loud. I don't know why you think they're so loud. It's very loud. I don't know why she thinks it's not very loud. It's very loud. And I just don't... Why do I even have this? I just don't get the whining and barking. It's not like we're not in the same house. I've already gone upstairs 4 times to tell her to quiet down. Because it's... Any noise like that from her is annoying. But it's not super irritating like it was a few minutes ago where she was just barking as loud as possible. Although she's heading back that direction now. As long as she's going to be alone for a long time, it's going to be like 30 minutes total. And I feel like 30 minutes being alone should be okay. And going in her kennel is not a punishment. She hangs out in there all the time on her own. So it's not like she dislikes her kennel. It's just the fact that the guy who's plowing the driveway is not 2 feet from her. just hear her up there barking and barking and barking. Okay, so I've got no bullets for my sniper rifle. So I've got to do something about that. I have lead, so let's go ahead and make some bullet tips, I guess. Bullet tips. How am I doing for brass? I have been collecting brass. I need to figure out how to mark these boxes. Oh, I've only got 52 brass. I guess let's go ahead and... Woo. Okay. We'll add that to the list. It's going to take a while to get to that point, but... Okay. And I just need to get my gloves. I don't care about the rest of the armor, because all my guy does is complains about being hot. I'm going to go ahead and unload these arrow tips. And the leather. Oh good, now she's howling too. Oh, they're back. Good, she'll quit. Now the kids are howling. So... Yeah, there's just no... There's no peace here. No peace. I do need food, though. Let's get out here while I'm waiting for those. And potatoes are usually my... Is this my potato crop there? No. Here's my potatoes. I have plenty of corn. It's potatoes that are my... Potato seeds. Let's get up to 15 here. Oh man, and then another thing went down today was play a lot of D&D. Well, no, that's not true. I try to play a lot of D&D. Our D&D this week got canceled. Speaking of bizarre circumstances in households, both my DM for Wednesdays and the guy playing have issues playing because... In fact, my Monday night campaign has the issue too. I don't get it. Like, one of their issues is they can't find a room in their house where they're able to close a door, I guess. And so... they canceled D&D this week because his father's a light sleeper and he couldn't find a spot because he's visiting his father. The one guy couldn't find a spot somewhere in their apartment where he could quietly talk over a headset to play D&D because his father is that light of a sleeper. Which I don't think is a possible thing. It feels to me from listening to them talk that they don't close doors in their houses. And it's bizarre that it constantly comes up that they can't do whatever it is we're trying to do because they're bothering other people or other people are bothering them. Like, close the door. Just close the door. Don't you have a door in your bedroom? Yeah. Well, close the door. I don't know. Okay, so I was making a chemistry chemistry station last time. Beakers, cooking pots was something I didn't have. All right, let's see if I've got the iron pipes. I think I do. I had a bunch of those. Oh, yeah. So I need 15 of those. Cooking pots I'm probably going to have to make. Well, that's it. 2 of them? I'm going to cancel this stuff so we can just get to the cooking pot. Let me check to make sure it's just 2. I don't want to put those bullets back in there and need more than the 2. Chemistry station 3. See? I've been off by 1. Okay, and then let's go back to bullet casings. Give me a, well, 199, whatever. I accidentally hit the 9s. And then as many bullets as you can make. Okay, there's my 3 cooking pots. I just brought back some beakers, so I know I've got the beakers. I've got the wood. Alright, there we go. 1 chemistry station coming up. It's not even 20 seconds to make this. The times to make things in this game are bizarre sometimes. You know what I don't need is 600 iron. You can have that. I made my crossbow, so I don't need that. No. I'm keeping those. I just wanted to move them up. Okay, I want this. I want these. I don't need these. All right. I think I need coal too, don't I? I don't think I have any coal. I got a little tiny bit of coal right here. Let's go see if we can find some coal real quick outside. Yeah, anyways, the D&D thing. The DM for my Wednesday night game sent me some messages today, and he's like, "Did you see they're updating a game system that we don't currently play?" Oh, let me rephrase that. Do you see that they're updating a game system that we've never played before or talked about wanting to play? I'm like, no. Well, I think that I might like to try that out and play a game of that sometime after it gets updated. So, game system we've never played. You currently keep canceling or complaining about how you never have time to run the game we have now in an easier system than the one you're suggesting. And you want to try out something that doesn't come out until August. He sent me 30 messages about it in less than 10 minutes. Which is a lot of messages when, you know, we might send back and forth a message or 2 a day. Usually it's not about D&D. This time it's about Pathfinder, which is a totally different system. Well, not a totally different system, but we play 5e, 5th edition, which is streamlined to make it easy to play. Pathfinder comes from 3.5 D&D, is an updated version of that, and is complicated to play. And I looked over it today because I'm like, oh, dude, I found lead. It's not the coal I was looking for, but I will take lead. it was really complicated when I was looking through it today. Like, uh, I mean, not to go into too many technical details, but like in 5e, 5e, which is streamlined, designed to be streamlined, uh, you have some stats, and those stats tell you. Oh, I didn't bring any coffee. Those stats tell you what additions you get to your dice roll, and that's pretty much it. Uh, and so, like, just for an example, if you're a dwarf, then you get maybe some addition to your constitution and strength or something. I don't know. And so you add those to your stats, and then that changes what you get to add to your dice roll. The end. I'm looking at Dwarf for Pathfinder, and it's got like, in this specific circumstance, you will add this to this specific skill set. And there were like 6 of those. It was like, if he faces a giant, he has a bonus to dodge, which adds to your AC, but only if it's a giant. If he's looking at stone, then he gets a bonus to looking at stone, which is also in D&D, but it's done differently. And then on top of that, if they see, even if they're not looking specifically at the stone, and they pass within so many feet of it, they get to roll a check to see if they just supernaturally notice that the stone is different, like secret doors and stuff carved into the stone. And there were more. Those are the only 2 I can remember. There was something about if they're trying to determine how much a non-magical item that contains metal or gems costs, they get an addition to their appraisal roll. And it was just stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. Wow. So, yeah. So your numbers would keep changing. And in 5e, that doesn't happen. You have your number. You might be proficient in it, which means you get to add what's called a proficiency bonus. It's like, I'll take those. It's like I'm a tracker, and so when choosing skills, but I left all my feathers? No, I used up all my feathers. So I'm a tracker, and I take proficiency in perception and survival. Survival helps with tracking. Perception helps with knowing what's going on around you. And so as you go up the levels, your proficiency in those skills gets higher and higher, and gets added to your dice roll. But it doesn't change that often. And so you have that number written down. Like my fighter has proficiency in perception, and so if he has to roll to see if he notices something, sight-wise, hearing-wise, smelling-wise, whatever, that's a perception, then I just add a 5 to my dice roll. And, I just hit level 9, and it's been 4 for like 3 or 4 levels now. I can't believe I'm not finding any coal. Usually I run across that stuff all the time. And so it's a pretty simple system, 5e is, for the most part. And, this Pathfinder stuff. So the new updated Pathfinder, anyways, is supposed to be more streamlined. So it's like the 5e version of Pathfinder, maybe. There are some things that I think I would like. Due to the simplicity of... I'm not saying it's a simple game to play. Don't get me wrong. It's still a complicated game to play. But due to the simplicity of what they've done to 5e, they've basically done away with skills. And I kind of miss that. I like that in RPGs. And so I miss that there isn't skills and so I would like to have had skill points to add every level, so that I could be, a better tracker than someone else, because like I have proficiency in perception as a fighter, but I have fairly low wisdom, which is what perception and survival are based off of. And so the druid does not have proficiency in perception and survival, but has a high wisdom. And so even though my guy has training in them, the druid's rolls and my rolls are the same. And so it would have been nice if there was a little more specialization, I think, which is something I might add the next time I DM a campaign. Since you can change it however you want, it's not a big deal. But it would be nice if there were specialization levels. I think it would make it easier on DMs as well, because they leave it up to the DM to decide what a role means. So, whereas I think having those specialization skills would put a little more of it onto the skill and a little less on the DM trying to decide what works or not. Like, for example, my fighter who has proficiency in survival, which is tracking, would like to... I don't think he actually has proficiency in survival, but let's say he does for this example. He wants to see if he can find the tracks of what they've been looking for. And so now the GM, DM, whatever, has to... oh yeah, I forgot what I was looking for. I was looking for nests, but I'm looking for coal. Right? Don't I need coal to make gunpowder? Oh, look at that. I need to make it my chemistry bench. I can get more out of my chemistry bench. But I need more coal. I'm just going to take this back to try out the chemistry bench real quick. And so the DM's like, okay, roll your d20. And then he decides how well they've hidden their tracks. And so that's usually a 10 is easy to find, a 15 is hard to find, a 20 is extremely difficult to find, a 25 is impossible to find, and a 30 is not going to happen until later in the game. And and he might roll to see how well they hit their tracks too, and then just contest the dice against each other. But so then I've got my survival bonus, and I add that to my dice roll, and that determines it. But I think that maybe if there were skill levels, then you could fine-tune that a little bit. And so, sure, I might find the track, but what skill level does it take to know where it's going? Like, I mean, the druid's kind of a woodsy person. They might recognize tracks in the woods, but would they be good at recognizing tracks along the road like my soldier does? Not necessarily, because they're more, woodsy and less urban, I guess. Okay. Looks like it takes some fuel. Let's go ahead and mix up some... So we can make in here. We got antibiotics for moldy bread, fertilizer, first aid kits. Hey, there's my first aid kits. Gas can from oil shell. I haven't seen that yet. Animal fat, cornmeal, bottled murky water. Glue. That's an important thing. I can make moldy bread from old sham sandwiches. I can make oil, I guess, if I need it. Paint. Oh, paint's important. Paper, not so much. Snowberry extract. That's something I don't know about. And herbal antibiotics. It's already done. I got 10. I got 10 because I don't have any. I just don't have any. Okay, how does this do me for ammo? Ammo. I can make 3. Sweet. Should have been gathering niter and coal this whole time, apparently. Did I turn you off? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, anyways, it's an interesting system for sure. I don't know that I really want to try and run a game of it, though. It seems way more complicated than anything I want to play. I told the other guy I was talking to, I'm like, dude, we already constantly argue over the rules in 5e, and they're way simpler what's in this system. I don't know that I want to try to play a game of this other system with these guys, because all we're going to do is constantly argue. I don't constantly argue over how things are supposed to work. There we go, that's what I wanted. Oh yeah, my food. Yep, bam, right up to 87%. All right. Well, now I think I'm good to go back out hunting. So I do need to get some ammo. I would like to make the auto turret, but I don't have any gunpowder. And so I think next time we'll be hunting for gunpowder. So click like your like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. I will talk to you later.